What's going on, everyone? Jack here from Half Chrome, and today we're going to put the Mini 3 up to the test against the Mavic 3 Pro. Now, the Mini 3 is supposed to have the longest flight time out of any DJI drone at 47 minutes. That's if you get the extended battery. Now, the flagship drone, the Mavic 3 Pro here, has a 46-minute flight time. We're going to get these things up in the air and see, does this little guy really outperform the big one? Stay tuned. Okay, before we get started, I know this is not a scientific test. There's probably lots of variables that I'm not accounting for. We're gonna try and fly these things similarly, and we're also gonna land them when the drone tells us to land it. It's not good practice to fly your drone to zero battery or even close to it. If you land around 20% and then you charge, your batteries are gonna last a little bit longer, so we're gonna do that. All right, let's get started. Okay. All right, so as these drones get up in the air, let's talk about what we've got going on here. Now, first, notice we've got screen recordings on the right and the left. The one on the right is the Mini, and the one on the left is the full-size Mavic 3. Now, you may have noticed the Mini 3 started at 99%, so a small disadvantage, just the way that it ended up when we finally got it in the air. So, put the Mini 3 at a small disadvantage. Now, the video here is sped up 8 times because I figured you didn't want to watch my shenanigans here for, over a half an hour as these drones fly around. So we're going to fly them around similarly. We're going to, I'm taking some pictures now. We'll do some work with the zoom, play around with some of the features, but really we're just going to kind of have some fun as these things are kind of floating around. Let me get a little workout in. Why the heck not? So, listen, I get not an ideal test. I'm not running these down to zero. I'm just trying to figure out, hey, can the Mini 3 really hang with the Mavic 3? And now I have the extended battery on it, and that's really important to note. The extended battery is rated up to 47 minutes. That's 1 minute more than the Mavic 3 battery at 46. But the extended battery isn't what comes in the Mini 3, right? It comes with a standard battery that keeps it under 250 grams, and that battery gives you 34 minutes. But now, you can actually buy the extended battery separate. You don't even have to buy the Fly More combo, which you can. And I'm going to do a video on the Fly More combo, whether it's really worth it or not. Early returns, probably not, except for certain specific people. You can see me busting out the workout. Man, it is hot. Oh my goodness, maybe you can't see it, but I am sweating. It's probably upper 80s and roughly 1000% humidity. It is just hot and humid on this day. But anyway, back to the drones. So the Mini 3 with the extended battery gives you up to 47 minutes, and you have to note that it puts it over 250 grams. So technically, you're going to have to register this drone if you fly with these batteries. But also remember, if you're flying for commercial purposes, you have to register your drone anyway, right? It's $5. Not the end of the world. Sure, we'd all love to save $5, which is, one of the nice things about the 250 gram limit. Also with remote ID on the horizon, that's something else to consider, as drones that are under 250 grams are not subject to remote ID. So there's that. All right, so now this is just, again, to see, hey, can the Mini 3 hang in terms of flight time with the big dog, the Mavic 3? And again, we've got the extended battery on here. But in terms of drones, they're very different, right? The Mini 3 is smaller. You saw me right there messing around with the vertical video, right? So the Mini 3 is the first drone since the original Mavic, actually, that can film both horizontal or vertical, right? So you can do 16:9 or 9:16. So if you're looking for something to shoot video or photos, maybe for Instagram or Facebook or whatever your vertical video platform of choice may be, the Mini 3 may be something to consider. Where it kind of doesn't perform as well as the Mavic 3 is going to be in probably lower light situations, super heavy winds, things like that, right? The Mavic 3 is absolutely a better drone, right? It has the full obstacle avoidance. It's just, you know, that 4/3 sensor is fantastic. It even has a second camera you can zoom up to 28 times, and I'm kind of playing around with that here, or at least I just was. It's pretty crazy. But you can see the Mavic 3 here, right here, is telling me it needs to come in, and I'm gonna let it do that. Yes, I could keep it up flying longer, but I said at the start I was gonna let these things tell me when they needed to come in, and then kind of, you know, I'll let them land on their own if they can. So we've got that going on. It's going to land with about 15% battery remaining. So we're coming in here, right? You know, 29 minutes, 45, 29. It's just going to be just under 30 minutes when we finally touch the ground. So, you know, at 15% remaining, that's, I think, 4.5 minutes by math, but you know, for somewhere between 4 and 6 minutes probably of additional flight time that we have on this. Now remember, to get the best possible flight time, you need perfect conditions, no wind, and a slow, constant speed. We didn't do any of those things, so obviously we're not going to get best case scenario, and no one ever is going to get best case scenario. You can kind of think, you know, whatever the manufactured time is, it's somewhere between 10 and 20% less. That's just the way it's going to work. And I don't ever recommend that you fly your batteries to zero. It's just bad for them. They won't last as long. You'll get fewer flights, and they'll eventually drain faster. Now, the Mini 3 here now is also landing, and it sent some obstacles, so I had to, you know, land it myself, which is fine. But you can see we got an extra minute, roughly, of flight time at 31 minutes. Okay, so I'm back inside where it's nice and cool, and the takeaway is this. The Mavic 3 Pro got about 30 minutes. Now I landed at, I think it was 15% better, which means I could have got 4.5 or so minutes of flight time out of that. And then the Mini 3, it landed at 31 minutes, again landing at 15%, which means I could probably get, you know, another 4.5, 5 minutes maybe if I was really pushing it. So at the end of the day, you have to decide which one of these tools is best for you. Do you want something that's under 250 grams? Now, you know, you may be thinking $5 to register, no big deal, but that remote ID thing around the corner doesn't apply to sub 250 gram drone. So that may be something you think about. Or do you need something that shoots the vertical video? Again, that Mini 3 is a great tool. Now, I have confidence that the Mavic 3 Pro will be remote ID compliant. And basically my package, if I'm going on a professional shoot, I'm bringing both of those drones. I'm bringing the Mavic 3 Pro with the Mini 3 on board just in case. And you bet I'm packing that 47-minute battery. Really, is it 47 minutes? No, it's probably 36, 37 minutes, but that's still pretty darn good. Anyway, I hope this was helpful. If it was, give us a thumbs up. Consider being a Patreon. You know, help support the channel. Or, you know, if you want to buy one of these drones, we have affiliate links down below. They don't cost you a thing, but again, they give this channel just a little bit of a commission, and it helps us continue to make videos for you. Anyway, good luck everyone, and happy flying.